In 4 of the 5 kingdoms, Norks begin collecting crystal dragon statues as each villain looks on in satisfaction at having control over their own kingdom. Dr. Shemp makes himself comfortable at the Dry Canyon stronghold within the Peacemaker Kingdom. Blowhard is relaxing at the Wizard's Peak stronghold within the Magic Crafter's Kingdom. Jacques is roaming the lofty castle in the Dreamweaver's Kingdom. And finally, Metalhead, slightly distressed by the articulation of his orichalcum body for some reason, sits down on the throne of the Beastmaker's stronghold in the Misty Bog. And so, the invasion begins. Meanwhile, in Nasty's realm, the ship that was docked at the North Cove is already en route to its destination, an hour already passing since then. Within the ship's cargo bay, a crystal dragon statue lying on its side on the floor begins to shake and then crack, purple sparks of light beginning to radiate from the statue. With little to no explanation, the statue shatters, revealing an unconscious Spyro lying on the floor. Spyro then begins to come to, looking around to get his footing. Where am I? Spyro then looks out of a porthole as a horn blows, allowing Spyro to put 2 and 2 together that he's on a ship sailing in the ocean. A boat? Spyro then notices 2 other statues. Guys? Oh no! Spyro's head is down in seeming defeat, followed by placing his paw on the nearest statue. Sorry guys, I tried. Suddenly, a little spark of purple energy touches the statue, causing it to begin to shake, followed by breaking and releasing Ember. She then comes to. Spyro? Ember! Spyro then helps Ember up. What happened? We got turned into statues. For some reason, I broke out. Then I touched your statue, and now you're free too. Really? Ember then looks around to see one more statue. Well then, let's see if you can do it again. After Spyro touches the other statue, it begins to shake, eventually releasing Flame. Flame! Yo, dude! That was one wicked nap. It wasn't a nap. We were turned into those crystal dragon statues, just like all the other dragons in the other 5 kingdoms. Except Spyro was able to break free on his own for some reason. When I touched the statues, it was like a little purple spark came out of my paw. Maybe it's your special power, like by heat absorption. Every dragon gets one eventually. Well, let's first focus on the problem and figure out where we are. We're on a ship for some reason, but I don't know where it's going. Suddenly, the boat begins to shake as an explosion is heard. We're under attack! Out on the main deck, the Nork sailors and soldiers are being attacked by an unknown force, hurling buzzsaws and energy blasts at them. The Norks above scream in terror, much to Spyro and friends' uncomfortable feeling. You think it's pirates? I'm afraid of pirates! Ember looks at Flame in confusion. He had a bad nightmare about pirates once. Back on the main deck, the Norks begin to jump overboard. Abandoned ship! Abandoned ship! After a few seconds of silence, an explosion comes through the wall of the ship into the cargo bay. From the smoke emerges the dragon in cybernetic armor, voiced by Richard Horvitz. Avast me, Hardy. The dragon then opens his visor helmet to reveal himself and turn off his distorted voice. Sorry, a lot of smoke. Is everyone alright? That voice from earlier. You're the one that saved us back at the tunnel. The dragon? Here? I thought they were all gone. If you're referring to the machinists, they are. He's not silver. An astute observation. You may refer to me as Drobot. Drobot? So you're like a dragon robot? Not exactly. I'm fully organic. I washed up on this island years ago. Never found out how I got here, but I was taken in by the machinists. They taught me everything I know. I've been this Archive Supreme for years. Archive Supreme? You mean you're the keeper of the history of the machinists? Correct. What about after the machinists were destroyed? What happened then? Alright. Truth is, I was an archivist in training. The history has always been so vast. I remember every single piece of it I've researched. But then they had to leave to help the other 5 kingdoms in their realm. They never came back. I've been hiding in the tunnels ever since, hoping for a miracle. I know, not usually expected of a dragon of science, but it's all I had. And then it happened. You all showed up. And after seeing you guys take on the Norks, I'm gonna help you out. Why didn't you help us during the fight earlier? Highly illogical. Even with my help, the odds were stacked against you as long as Nasty Nork has that crystal shard. Even my weapons couldn't stand a chance. That's why I chose now to save you, so we could have a chance to strategize. Any chance we can start with going back to the island? I've just noticed that Sparks and Zoe aren't here. No problem, chum. However, I would recommend a brief respite, as I'm sure you're still feeling the negative ramifications of your mystical stasis. Spyro and friends then look at Drobot in awkward silence. You were frozen in crystal. Get some rest on the way back. Oh, that makes sense. Drobot then goes up to the control deck and steers the ship back toward Nasty's island. Next stop, Twilight Harbor. Spyro and friends then make it to the main deck, relaxing as best they can before their big fight. So where do you think we were headed? Not sure, but wherever it was really, it feels off Nasty's beaten path. Why not just destroy us up front? Suddenly, Spyro begins to hear a metallic clanging, only to see that the source of the clanging is Ember knocking her head against the wall, her horns tapping against the metallic wall to make noise. Ember, you okay? Peachy, not to rattle anyone's chain, but you did seem very peachy back at the stronghold. You know, whenever someone says not to rattle anyone's chain, it's usually because they know they're gonna say something that rattles a person's chain. Look, I'm sorry, Ember, but what else can I say? You acted recklessly back there. You gave up the element of surprise. Oh, well, sorry if I'm the only one eager to finally end Nasty's plan. We had a plan, to stop Nasty. Well, the plan wasn't going to work. Ember, what's your problem? Oh, I'm the one with the problem. So I guess Gnarly's more important than Nasty, is that it? And what's that supposed to mean? You know what? Not pulling that pin. Oh, I'm gonna pull something if you keep it up, Fireboy. Guys, break it up. Ember, what's wrong? What's wrong, Spyro? I don't know. Maybe because our loved ones are statues. Or maybe because I want to avenge my mother. Or maybe it's the fact that my mother was the real villain this whole time. Ember. Whether Gnarly was evil or not beforehand, it was our parents that took their home from them. But at the same time, he took my mother from me. And I don't know what to do, guys. Ember curls up on the floor, frustrated at the situation. Flame then lies down across from Ember, with a solemn expression. It hurts me too, Ember. Ember then sits up, acknowledging Flame's words. When I heard that my parents, the leaders of the 2nd Inferno Battalion, were on the side that took the Norks' homeland, I wanted to scream. I wanted to unleash all the flames I had until my cauldron gland was empty. Because I was beginning to believe that my flames were a lie. And in truth, maybe they are. But I'm not gonna let my parents' mistakes define who I am, define where I go from here. I'm Flame, and I don't plan on forgetting that. But we're not stupid enough to keep pretending that the truth hasn't changed us. There's a moment of awkward silence in the air before the silence is broken. Land ho! Spyro and friends then look on to see the island far off in the distance. Still gonna be about 40 minutes before we arrive. I just thought I'd let you know. Spyro then looks at Ember, noticing that she's still sad. You gonna be... I don't know, Spyro. I'm so angry at Gnarly. I'm angry at my mother too. I don't know how to feel anymore. And I don't know what to do. Well, I'm sure you'll know when the time is right. Either way, it doesn't seem like you, me, or Flame are going to become who we were supposed to be. Because the truth ruined that for us. We're not the same anymore. Spyro looks at Flame, who's showing an expression of agreement with Ember. Spyro then shows an expression of determination, and then turns to Ember and Flame, catching their attention. Sometimes, there's a difference between who we want to become and who we were supposed to be. To me, you're Flame, the coolest dragon in the Artisan Kingdom, with a flame that burns as bright as the sun. And you're Ember, the smartest dragon in the Artisan Kingdom, with a heart as pure as any gem. And me, I'm Spyro, the spunky little dragon raised by dragonflies. You're both who I'm proud to call my best friends. Whoever we were supposed to be is a question that may never be answered. But while we may never become the dragons we were supposed to be, we've become the dragons we needed to be. Which means one day, and that day may be today, the world may need a cool red dragon, a smart pink dragon, and a lone purple dragon more than it realizes. More than we even realize. Flame and Ember then look at each other, taking in Spyro's words, but then smiling after understanding what Spyro is trying to tell them. Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's kick some Nork-tail, dude! If you guys are interested, Spyro turns to face Strobot. I have a strategy that just might work. What did you have in mind? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to check out our merch store, Buy Me a Coffee page, and Amazon affiliate link linked in the description and pinned comment below, so you can help us expand the channel and give you guys higher quality content. Also, if you want to check out our original content, be sure to check out the playlists linked in the description below. With all that said and done, I'm JT Anime, and I'll check you guys later.